Story 1. Daily cleaning and small amounts. Lots of organization and schedules. Story 2. Live alone and do not have many possessions. Source. I do not live alone and have many possessions. Story 3. It is better to do a little often rather than a lot at once. Story 4. The secret is to not have many things to begin with. It is easier to tidy up if you do not have as many items to put away, and surfaces are much easier to clean when they are not covered in objects. Story 5. Something I learned back when I worked in restaurants. Clean as you go. If you let things pile up, you will regret it later. While the dish you put in the oven is cooking, do not go watch television. Clean up all the dishes you used to prepare, then go watch television. Also, make a master list of all the things that need to be cleaned. Laundry, kitchen, bathrooms, floors, take out the trash, and so on. Put a checkbox next to each item and go down the list every week. Story 6. We hire cleaners for 2 hours every other week. They vacuum and mop, wash windows, clean fans, wipe moldings, clean mirrors, dust everything, and tidy up the place. $120 per visit. Well worth it. Story 7. Pick up after yourself. Clean 3 days a week. Sweep and mop day, vacuum day, and bathroom day. Story 8. Do not let it get dirty to begin with. Put things away in their permanent location as soon as you are done using them. Do not have anything in your house that does not have a permanent location. Reduce clutter because it makes your house look messy and is hard to clean around. Try to leave open space in rooms when you can. More open space feels cleaner and is easier to maintain. Story 9. I keep a shoe rack by the front door to prevent dirty shoes from spreading dirt around the house. Story 10. Setting a timer for 10 minutes a day is an effective way to stay on top of everything. Story 11. I have invested in a good robotic vacuum that runs daily and effectively keeps dust and pet hair under control. Story 12. I have taught my children to clean up after themselves from a young age, which really helps keep the mess under control. Story 13. I have embraced the philosophy of clean as you go, especially in the kitchen while cooking. Story 14. This is a professional tip. Put everything back in its place as soon as you are done using it. Wash your dishes and clean the kitchen counter immediately after eating or cooking. It is all about the little habits. I never go outside unless my room is clean and everything is in its place. That way, when I come back, I do not find a mess and make it worse because I am tired. Try this and thank me later. Story 15. Clean as you go and understand that if you make a mess, it will stay there until you clean it. Also, minimize the number of dishes you use by making soup and eating it out of the pot. Story 16. My schedule is busy, but an hour before I go to work, I unload the dishwasher and tidy the house. Tasks like vacuuming and deep cleaning are done by my boyfriend and me working together on weekends. Story 17. I have pretty severe attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, and this used to be a big challenge when I lived alone. But now I have all my chores on repeating notifications, and every day I get some dopamine from checking off the list. Automation was the key for me. I don't decide when to do tasks. Story 18. No shoes in the house, no eating on the couch, and close your shower curtain after a shower. Story 19. Much of the fatigue of cleaning is actually a symptom of disorganization. Get rid of things you do not need. Find a good place to donate clothes. Look up how to do electronics recycling in your area. Take bags of waste to the landfill, whatever you need to do. Also, make sure your organization actually works for you. I used to have all my clothes in a closet that was awkward to access and unpleasant to use. I ended up avoiding it and with piles of disorganized clothes. My solution was not to magically get better at doing laundry, but to take all my clothes out of that closet, get rid of anything I did not wear, and organize them differently in a shelving unit where I can see everything and access it easily. Now, laundry is not a task I avoid. I can put on a podcast and do it without thinking. Story 20. Lower your standards, but seriously, depending on life stage, it changes. When you have young children, trying to maintain the cleanliness standards of a single adult is a recipe for disaster. It is okay to adjust. Story 21. I do it with my credit card. In other words, I pay house cleaners to get the job done because I learned a long time ago that I am not doing it. Story 22. Thank you. Why did no one tell us that half of being an adult is cleaning, grocery shopping, making food, and then cleaning again? Story 23. I do not. Everything becomes messy and cluttered until I am fed up and start a cleaning spree. Story 24. I have a woman come in twice a month for $50 each time. This has really relieved me of mental stress about it. I do bigger jobs like washing walls, high dusting, oven cleaning, and cleaning out drawers and shelves. Story 25. Just make sure you have a reasonable list of important but unpleasant tasks to take care of. Then you can procrastinate by cleaning. Story 26. Keeping your house clean all the time can be a challenge, but some helpful tips I can give you are: establish a regular cleaning routine, assign tasks to all family members, keep things organized, and do small cleaning every day to prevent dirt accumulation. Story 27. It is a mindset. How do you keep yourself clean? It is the same with your house. Sometimes you need time to organize. It is the same with your house. Story 28. Be aware. Pick up as you go. Every time I move from one room to another in my house, I look to see if something should be moved with me, such as dirty glasses or trash. Story 29. Clean up things immediately. If you see items that are not in their proper place, put them where they belong. Do not let it become overwhelming. It is easy to do it little by little. Story 30. Send my husband away for the day with the children and take an Adderall. Play loud music and clean for 8 hours. 2 seconds after they get home, it is destroyed again. Repeat every couple of weeks. Story 31. I don't know anyone who does. We keep it livable and clean it properly once every week or two. Plus the public rooms whenever we are expecting guests. Most of the time, as long as the kitchen is clean and I can make it to the sofa without tripping over something, it will do. I have disabilities, so I know I am putting up with a lot more mess than I would like, simply because I am not capable of more. Even among my able-bodied friends, they all admit to being too busy or tired to keep the house the way they would like all of the time. Story 32. The parts of my house that are the cleanest have the least amount of belongings. I have been on a major decluttering spree trying to achieve a clutter-free home. Story 33. Clean all the time? Good one. It's all about the illusion of cleanliness. My friend. Quick tidy up before anyone comes over and strategically placed candles. Oh, and if you have a pet, blame any mess on them. Works like a charm. Story 34. I have a more opportunistic way to clean. I am going to grab something from the kitchen and realize that the counters look messy. I guess I am wiping down the counters now. I am going to wash the hand towel in the bathroom. Sure, I will put that in with my laundry and then clean the bathroom while I am thinking about it. Story 35. Try to return to a base level of cleanliness at the end of every day before going to sleep. Story 36. Clean a little every day. I find that daily opening and closing duties help a lot. Opening duties usually include emptying the dishwasher, putting any items from breakfast in the dishwasher, placing any dirty laundry in the hamper, collecting any missed trash from the day before, and checking trash cans to take out the trash if necessary. Closing duties include collecting dishes and running the dishwasher, wiping down the kitchen, scooping the litter box, sweeping the kitchen, and taking out the trash if needed. I usually spend Sundays doing chores such as laundry, meal prepping, and a weekly fridge cleanout. I do not scrub the fridge every week. I just go through it and throw out old food. All that being said, I do not keep a perfectly clean house, but it is far from a mess like some places I know where, as soon as you walk in, you notice the litter box has never been scooped, mounds of laundry are everywhere, old dishes filled with mold are scattered around, and trash cans are overflowing. Story 37. Every day. Make the bed in the morning. Put laundry in the basket. Clean the kitchen after dinner. Every week. Clean bathrooms and vacuum. Other reminders. If you open it, close it. If you take it out, put it away. This saves time compared to letting things pile up. Also, when making meals, I clean up as I cook, bake, roast, stew, and so on. Story 38. Set a timer for 20 minutes at the end of your day. Play your favorite music and get as much done as you can. Story 39. Put things away when you use them. Everything has its place. Clean messes when they happen. Do overall cleaning once a month. Keep high traffic areas cleaned and swept every couple of days. Clean the bathroom on a schedule. Do not keep clutter you do not need. Everything has a purpose or it gets donated to charity. Story 40. 30 minutes a day. Clean any part of your house, whether it is the cooking range or your bathtub. Keep at it, and in 2 weeks your house will be squeaky clean. Story 41. Here's a list of parts of my house and how I keep them clean. 1. Floors. I use a robot vacuum. Story 42. We work from home. We set a timer, so every half hour we do one small chore around the house. By the end of the workday, the house is mostly clean. Story 43. I encouraged my boyfriend to leave the workforce and become a stay-at-home husband because I dislike house chores. Story 44. I clean almost every day. Every night, the sink is thoroughly cleaned, counters are wiped, and the dishwasher is turned on after everyone else has gone to bed. Vacuuming and cleaning bathrooms are done every couple of days. Story 45. Clean as you go. Super clean once a week. Then perform a full top-to-bottom sweep and cleaning at least once a month or right before a holiday or leaving for a few days. Story 46. If you brought it out, put it back. If you opened it, close it. If you spilled it, wipe it up. If you dropped it, pick it up. If you eat, cook, or prepare something, clean it up. If you wear it, wash it. These are simple things and easy to do. Story 47. I handle the light day-to-day cleaning, but I have a cleaning professional come in twice a month to do the deep cleaning. Story 48. I made it a habit to put things in their place, so while I broom or clean the rooms, it becomes easier for me. Takes about 5 to 7 minutes to clean each room. I have forbidden people to wear shoes once they enter the main door. They use home slippers inside the house, saving me time from dust tracked in by shoes. About the kitchen, once I am done cooking, I clean the stove and the pan immediately. After eating, I clean the plates too. If I feel lazy after eating, I soak the plates in water at the sink and wash them after the next round of cooking. Give this method a try. I hope it helps. Story 49. Keep things tidy by putting items away instead of leaving them out and scattered around. At least once a month, play some loud music and go on a thorough cleaning spree. It is therapeutic. Story 50. That's the neat part. I don't. Now, seriously, there was a period when I was bursting with energy, so I cleaned our home every day. For some time now, depression has held its grip on me, making it a real struggle to even do the simplest things like washing dishes. But I am working my way back into a more stable daily routine for myself and my son. As I was struggling, I knew I needed help, so I booked someone to come and clean thoroughly every corner. Now, I just have to maintain a certain level of care, and once a month, I still book a helping hand. Story 51. That's the neat part you do not. In all seriousness, my house stays pretty clean mostly because it is just my husband and me. No kids, no dogs yet, just 2 adults. We both clean whatever needs to be cleaned whenever it needs to be cleaned. Some things slide a little while and some things happen almost every day. We are both relatively neat people and take care not to track extra dirt into the house. I run an air purifier which helps with the dust. Story 52. I'm a single dad with a 4-year-old. Here is what I learned from being a very messy person to becoming a very neat person. Clean everything right away, especially if it takes less than 30 seconds. If you have children, make a game out of cleaning. Remove and use table space. Get rid of anything you can put something on top of that does not have a purpose, or place something on top that prevents you from just placing things here for a minute. Vacuum once daily. Choose a room and dust 1 room daily. Get a laundry basket that holds the exact same amount of clothes as your washer. Once it is filled, do the laundry immediately when you can. If you can do something in under 2 minutes, do it immediately. If you have children, you also need to teach them to be neat, but that is a different story. To get started, I took a weekend to clean my entire house. Then I made a list of everything I thought was still messy. I also invited friends and family over to tell me what was still messy. I keep all items on a weekly checklist. If I did not know how to clean something, I just asked people. Side note: if you ask people how to do things, they will help you much more than if you ask them to do things. I have enjoyed learning many things I would never have learned until I became a father and realized there were aspects of myself I did not want my son to have. Story 53. Have less stuff. The less stuff you have to manage, the less you have to put away or find a place for. Less clutter means less digging through things when looking for something, and nothing falls out of cabinets or closets. It's the best. I typically go through one room per day and toss out anything we don't need. This includes actual garbage, broken items, and things nobody has used in a while. Sounds like a lot, but once you do a thorough clean out, it becomes basic maintenance. Most days, I end up with just a few odds and ends in less than 3 minutes. Another practice we follow is closing the house. My husband and I take turns putting the kids to bed while the other person closes. Every night, this includes tidying the kitchen, living room, and hallway, clearing counters, making lunches, and so on. We also have daily tasks. Monday is sweeping, Tuesday is wiping cabinets, Wednesday is vacuuming the couch, Thursday is refilling soap and toilet paper. I do all the dishes, and my husband does all the laundry whenever those tasks need to be done. I clean the bathrooms once a week, and he either mows the lawn or vacuums upstairs once a week. We do other tasks as well, but that is the main routine. Story 54. You have to move away from the project half-hearted mentality. Most people don't see how much extra work they place on themselves or others by doing things half-heartedly. You have a cup of tea, and you leave it on the coffee table. You take off your socks and leave them wherever they lie. You eat some candy, and you put the wrapper down on the ground. If you live alone, at some point you'll need to pick those items up and move them to their appropriate places. You've now added 3 additional actions to your cleaning: picking up the cup, the socks, and the wrapper. If you develop a habit of looking around when you move from one place to another or practice simply putting things away properly when finished, it is a lot less effort. I'm headed to the kitchen. I'll carry this cup there. I'll put the socks and wrapper in my pocket as I go into the bathroom. There's the trash can and laundry basket. Streamline your actions to get what needs to be done with minimal effort. If you have a dishwasher, don't place the cup in the sink and then load the dishwasher at the end of the day. Place the cup directly into the dishwasher. If you do the just got home shedding boots, socks, bras off, and changing into pajamas when you come home, pick the bathroom where your laundry basket is. If you have a desk, organize your paper mail or go paperless. Accordion folders are great ways to file items away and still be able to find them quickly. Don't spot clean. Most people will do a sink, tub, and toilet scrub and be done. Instead, start at one door corner and work your way consistently around the room until you return to the door, kind of like how automated car washes go around your car. Keep your cleaning supplies organized. It is a toolbox in its own right. Every cleaning supply you need should be in that one toolbox. If the house is big, segment it. Do one room or area per day. 1 hour per week per room is usually good to keep it decent. If you have kids, just give up until they're grown. If you have a laptop, tablet, or phone, you can listen to a show while you do it. Story 55. I like to clean with a timer. I set a timer for however much I can handle at that moment, usually 15 to 30 minutes, sometimes 45 or an hour if things have really gotten out of control. I try to straighten up the house and clean as much as possible within that time. Getting started is the hardest part, but I often accomplish much more than I thought. Dishes I dread sometimes take only 10 minutes to clean. Cleaning and straightening up actually feels good once I start. Living in a mess is easy and the path of least resistance, but it doesn't make me feel good. I also use an app called Sweepy, which encourages me to clean at least one thing every day. You set up different rooms with the tasks that need to be cleaned, along with intervals. When you clean them, it goes to a full green bar, slowly turning yellow, then red when the task is overdue. The app tracks how many days you've cleaned in a row, and after a set number of days, mine is every 6 days, you get a wild card that lets you skip a day without losing your streak. It gives me the date of the last time I did a particular task and motivates me to do it. I live alone, so I don't use this feature, but you can add other household members, assign specific tasks, or create schedules. It's unusual, but it really works for me. Story 56. Picking up after yourself and putting things away are very important. Story 57. My friend's grandpa had a sign that basically said, if you drop it, pick it up. If you take it out, put it away. So instead of waiting, do it right after you use it. If you do laundry, don't just take it out. Fold it and put it away. If you have one load, do it and don't let it pile up. It only takes a few minutes to turn it on. Switch the load and fold. For dishes, after eating, rinse and put them in the dishwasher. If you don't have a dishwasher, wash and put them on the rack. Hang up your towels and turn off the lights. If it's dusty, wipe it off when you get up for a drink or to use the restroom. If you see a dirty mirror while on the toilet, spray and wipe it when you get up. Clean the shower while you are in it. A squeegee and vinegar work fine. Make your bed. Don't eat cookies in bed. Story 58. I don't feel very well. Part of it is executive function issues, and the other part is inertia from having battled depression for a long time. I spent so much time being unable to do much of anything that being idle is essentially my baseline. The tip I always get is to do a bit at a time. Do your laundry when it needs doing, and clean your dishes when you are done with them. Don't let things pile up because then it becomes a huge chore. I often find myself thinking ew, and then cleaning. I should clean before I get to ew. Story 59. Clean as you go when cooking. I keep only 1 or 2 weeks worth of clothing in my wardrobe, so I wash it when I'm off. It helped drastically reduce clutter. Organize everything. I bought a handful of organizers from the Container Store, and organizing my coat closet was a total game changer. Story 60. Clean up as you go. I don't know why it's so hard for some people, but my house stays clean. My decor is all white, so it is very obvious when it is not clean. First, do not have a lot of stuff. Too many things make it harder to clean. If you want to display items like action figures, get something enclosed that does not collect a lot of dust. Use a dish, then put it in the dishwasher as soon as you are done. Take your clothes off and put them in the laundry. Cook a meal and wash the dishes as you go. Set aside a few hours every week to clean all the counters, floors, and the bathroom thoroughly. Put things away as you use them and have a good flow that makes sense. Do not put your laundry basket where it is hard to reach. Do not put the silverware drawer on the opposite side of the kitchen from the dishwasher. Have multiple trash bins if you tend to leave trash around. Story 61. It's a habit. I break it down into daily, weekly, and monthly tasks. 1. Daily. Dishes, counters, sinks, garbage. These are easy to clean and used constantly. Each takes minutes to complete. This involves loading and unloading the dishwasher, wiping down the kitchen and bathroom countertops, giving the kitchen and bathroom sinks a quick once-over, and taking out the trash. It's not every day. I don't produce that much trash, but it's something I check or do each day. 2. Weekly. Laundry, toilets, showers, sweeping, and vacuuming. I do these once a week. Each task takes about 10 to 30 minutes. This includes folding and putting away clothes and bed sheets, scrubbing the toilet and shower, sweeping the house and front walkway, and vacuuming rugs and carpeted rooms. I usually schedule this on Fridays. 3. Monthly. Mopping, windows, weeding, and dusting. This is more involved and requires moving furniture. I mop the kitchen and patio floors, hose down the windows, weed the rock garden, and move items to dust, usually with a vinegar solution and cloth. This takes hours. There is also a semi-annual category: garage, closet, and pantry. I clean out these areas about twice a year. The garage sometimes needs painting, which is intense and takes several days. This period also includes shopping for kitchen supplies for the pantry, updating wardrobe pieces for the closet, and making repairs in the garage. I have used this method for years. My house is organized and clean. It's a lifelong commitment, not a one-time effort. Like eating healthy, exercising, and being financially responsible, it's a forever decision. You have to keep doing it every day, every week, and every month. You will get into it eventually. Story 62. Clean your area as you leave. Bring items that do not belong in the current room back to their proper room before leaving. Put things away after using them, such as placing dishes in the dishwasher immediately after use. Small actions that take only seconds each time significantly contribute to overall cleanliness. Story 63. I have an Asian wife who is obsessed with a clean house and won't let me clean because I cannot do it well enough. Story 64. Clean regularly. Do not wait until it gets dirty. If you see something fall, such as crumbs, pick it up immediately. Clean your kitchen after every use. Do not just put away the dishes and leave the counter dirty. Story 65. When I was about 20, I got sick of messy flatmates. So when they both moved out around the same time, I decided to reset how it works. I went to the local high school and advertised for a student who wanted an after-school job for an hour on Monday and Friday to clean the lounge, kitchen, and bathroom. They get paid $80 a week, and I just built it into the rent price. I advertised for the next flatmates, and it has been that way since. Now we never have any arguments over who made a mess that needs cleaning up. Story 66. I don't get stuck in the clean, trashed, clean loop. I clean up after each mess, whether it's cooking, partying, or laundry. It also helps to have people over occasionally. You'd be surprised how much you can clean up in a 10-minute blitz. Story 67. Do not have children, pets, or live near much nature. I have all three. Story 68. Cleaning a little every day. Using a robot vacuum at night and a deep clean vacuum once a week. Story 69. I do it in the following ways. 1. Clean a room every day of the week or do a bit at the end of the day after work. This is preferable because I don't feel it, and I use it to wind down at the end of the day. 2. Clean the whole house once a week, including laundry, cleaning, and vacuuming, especially when I am having a rough week at work. Story 70. Do not have a partner, do not have children, do not have pets, clean constantly. So simple. Story 71. Easy. I spend my life at work. I come home and only sleep there. Story 72. But I also don't have a lot of stuff. Clutter makes me anxious, so my house looks really clean and put together because everything has a place, even with a small child. However, don't look too closely at my floors. Story 73. Don't put it down, put it away. Keep things in the same place and put them away when you are done. Clean up as you go along. Story 74. It is much easier to keep the house clean if you do not own a lot of unnecessary items. Story 75. Almost no one's house is clean all the time, especially if they have children. We clean the kitchen and pick up toys every night, but overall our house is not up to my standards pretty much ever. I try to put things away as I see them, but there is only so much I can do while also raising 2 children and working full-time. I have just accepted a certain level of chaos until my children are a bit older. Story 76. Clean all the time. Make it fun. I get to do a few bong rips, turn on music, and go to town. Story 77. The real trick is to not make a mess in the first place. Finish your meal and take care of the dishes right away. Do not put things down and think you will get to them later. Open a package and throw away the packaging immediately. Spill something? Clean it up right away. Do not let messes pile up. Story 78. You know that thing where you say you will do it later or do it tomorrow? Do not do that. Do it right away. If you are about to leave for something, pick up those things. If you are about to go to bed, wash some dishes. It is Saturday and you are going to watch a television show. Vacuum first. Leaving things for later just makes them pile up. Future you does not really have more time than current you. So unless you are doing something else that future you agrees is important, do what you need to do now. Story 79. I simply throw away my trash and do the dishes. My place is cluttered but not dirty. Story 80. My parents have been bad at housekeeping my whole life. Learn from their mistakes. Try to do 1 to 2 chores daily. It is better to spread them out throughout the week than to do all chores over the weekend. Invest in a quality dishwasher, washer, and dryer. Do not buy cheap appliances that break every 2 years. Air filtration systems reduce dust buildup, so you will not need to dust as often. Go paperless. Store all necessary information on computer files or hard drives instead of having piles of paper in folders or a bulky filing cabinet. Do not be a pack rat. Invest in quality over quantity. One pair of comfortable heels is better than 3 pinchy heels you do not wear. Declutter items you do not like or use. Try before you buy whenever possible, as internet photos can be deceiving. Story 81. Have children who are old enough to do chores clean for you. Story 82. Want the biggest secret to a clean home? Do not have pets. That is it. Enjoy your spotless home that requires minimal maintenance. Story 83. Have a place for everything and put things back where they belong. This is much easier when each item has a home. Clutter is what makes cleaning most time-consuming. Having less to clean is also nice. Story 84. Robot vacuum cleaner. Seriously, if you have hard floors, it is the best thing ever. Just set it off when you leave the house. Story 85. Minimalism plus regular cleaning, and when you use something, bring it back to its place where it was before. Story 86. At this point, I invite people over so I clean up beforehand. Story 87. Having people visit most weeks helps motivate me to keep it tidy. Story 88. If you eat clean on the spot, always take your trash with you when you go out. Story 89. Do everything in the moment. Clean up your sandwich-making mess before eating. Load dishes after using. Every time you use your bathroom, put everything back in drawers. Don't set anything down anywhere that is not its home. Keys on the hook, coat on the hanger, bag on the shelf. If you come in, throw the keys on the table and drape your coat on the chair. Now you have to clean up and put things away, which is annoying. It is better to do it right away. It is also better to live alone or not have children. Story 90. I have convinced myself that I cannot relax if there are chores to be done. If I see dishes in the sink while watching television, I tell myself repeatedly, how can I enjoy this show knowing that I have to wash those dishes? So I always get up and wash them first. I do this with everything: laundry, floors, toilets. It is better to get it done right away and then enjoy myself. Story 91. Make your bed every morning. Wipe the surfaces. Do the dishes after eating. Vacuum every other day. Clean the bathroom once a week. Take out the trash. Basic housekeeping. Story 92. My partner and I always joke about how cleaning up inevitably makes another mess. It is just an endless cycle. Clean is just pre-dirty. Story 93. The only thing I have found to work is not having children, cleaning the house thoroughly, and then remaining motionless. Story 94. A good clean once a week and daily tidying. Story 95. Invite people over. No kidding. I'm pretty reserved and like my time alone, but inviting people over helps me get things done. Story 96. Big clean on Sundays. Bits and bobs throughout the week. The house is still a mess, but it is better than it has been. Story 97. Clean or tidy. I keep it clean by working part-time and doing the mopping, vacuuming, and dusting on my days off. I also have a husband who pulls his weight. The kitchen is reset every night at the least. Tidy? My whole house is rarely tidy all at once. I have a dog, a cat, and a toddler. I accept the mess and tidy what I have the energy for every day. Story 98. 1. Live alone. 2. Vacuum and mop at least once a week. 3. Clean immediately after cooking. 4. Clean up messes as soon as you notice them. 5. Live in a 400 square foot studio. Story 99. Who says it is clean all the time? We try to keep ours tidy during the week, and on weekend mornings, usually Sunday evenings, we do more in-depth cleaning. Then, seasonally, we handle the big tasks. Life is too short to worry about cleaning all the time, unless you enjoy cleaning and keeping your things very clean. In that case, go ahead. Story 100. Small things every day. For example, wipe down the surface after you cook. Brush up crumbs after you eat. Fold your clothes immediately and put things away right away. Wipe down the shower after use. Try to make these small actions habits so you stay on top of them. Story 101. It does not have to be perfectly clean, just clean up after your mess. With such a big house, some things have to be done only once in a while, like sweeping the floors and mopping the kitchen. It is easier without wall-to-wall rugs. There are also little chores like wiping the glass coffee table, putting water in the piano, and cleaning the bathrooms occasionally. Most cleaning only happens in the kitchen, and it is okay to have a little clutter. The office upstairs has papers piled everywhere on tables, and small decorations make it look nice even if it appears a little busy. It is cozy looking. There is also washing the curtains, but that kind of thing only happens once every few months. Basically, just do everything in moderation and small amounts. The only real hard part is doing the dishes and cleaning after eating. Story 102. In my room, the only things I use all the time are my personal computer and bed. Therefore, not all of my room is being used and does not need to be cleaned as often. Story 103. The alarm goes off. Get up and out of bed. Start cleaning. You will get 10 to 15 minutes of cleaning done while you are still half asleep. You accomplish a bunch of tasks that need to be done, and it helps you wake up. Story 104. Good question. One of those Xiaomi robots helps so much. I love that thing. Story 105. Clean as you do things because cleaning up a couple of items here and there is better than having to clean the whole house at once. Also try to operate under the following principle. Do not just put it down, put it away. If you put things back in their place, you will not have nearly as much to clean later. Story 106. I have a house cleaner who works at my job and does side work. She mops, sweeps, dusts, takes out the trash, and cleans the bathrooms twice a month. There are 3 of us living in the house, and she helps maintain it so it looks good. The lady gives me a good deal, and sometimes we have her over for dinner when she is done so she can relax. We do our own dishes. Story 107. Everything has a place where it belongs and does not go anywhere else. Dirty clothes go in the hamper. Clean clothes go in the bins. Each bin has a label. Socks, underwear, crop tops, and so on. Where do shoes live? Shoes live on the shoe rack. They do not belong on the floor. They are either on your feet or on the shoe rack. Bins on shelves are the key. Drawers are less efficient. Label those bins clearly. Items used once a year go on the highest shelf, for example, Christmas items. Items used most often go on the middle shelves. Once everything has a home, you know where it all is. Everyone knows where it is, and life becomes easier. Story 108. Dishwasher and robot vacuum help a lot. You can start the robot vacuum and the dishwasher, then wipe the sides down. Story 109. Clean up as you go. But I would hardly say my house is 100% clean all of the time. It is not like I vacuum, mop, or clean the toilets every day. That is a once-per-week task. Story 110. I clean one room a day for about 4 days in a row and then do nothing for a couple of weeks. Then the cycle starts again. Story 111. It is really hard since I deal with depression, but I try to clean a little bit every day and do a little more than usual on weekends. Story 112. I don't leave items sitting around after I use them. Everything has a place. When I'm done with something, it immediately goes back to its spot. This takes just seconds, and I never have to do a huge cleanup that could take hours. With my floor and surfaces clear, it's easy to wipe counters and set my Roomba vacuum loose. Story 113. Have fewer belongings, and for those you keep, have a designated spot for each. Create a daily to-do list. Schedule time on your calendar to focus on important tasks so you complete them regularly before they become overwhelming. Story 114. Daily reasonable checklist. Small tasks done daily. Also, don't think of it as finishing cleaning a house, but rather as an ongoing act of love and care for your space and yourself. Story 115. Keep your surface spaces as empty as possible. For example, store your appliances in a cabinet unless you use them every day. This makes wiping down the kitchen effortless. Declutter. Do not buy or hold on to items that collect dust and are not needed. Vacuum every day. If you do it often, you can do the chore quickly, and your floors stay relatively clean. The same goes for wiping down the kitchen, restroom sinks, and toilet bowl. Just once after each use takes seconds, and grime does not accumulate. The bathroom and kitchen will need an occasional scrub, though. For those who find it challenging to stay organized, use baskets. You can get them inexpensively from thrift shops. For example, have a basket for clothes that are not quite dirty but have been worn, a few baskets for miscellaneous items such as headphones and chargers, and a basket for items you plan to put away later. This may be ambitious, but meal prepping also cuts down on kitchen cleaning time. Kitchens and bathrooms tend to get the dirtiest. In summary, clean a little every day so messes do not accumulate, and avoid having unnecessary items. Story 116. I always put everything where it belongs. I never delay tasks. Story 117. Do cleaning daily so it does not become overwhelming. It is much easier to manage this way. Story 118. I do a little bit every day. Mind you, we have 2 cats and 2 dogs, so sometimes I have to do a lot every day if they are shedding or tracking in mud. Story 119. Weekly cleaning schedule broken into different chores on different days, excluding dishes. I also make sure not to be messy. If I make a mess while doing something, I clean most of it up before moving on to the next task. It helps that my place is not very big, about 900 square feet. Story 120. I am trying to be a minimalist. Without a lot of belongings, cleaning is not so overwhelming. Story 121. Or try to use it as meditation time. Doing the dishes? Talk to yourself and work out your worries. Story 122. Regular housekeepers make me put things away, which is my biggest issue. Story 123. I keep a small space so that when it gets cluttered, it physically prevents me from doing things. For example, my desk has 2 plates, and we need to take them out. Story 124. I literally do some cleaning every day and at least an hour on weekends. Keeping a nice house requires effort. Story 125. You do not let it really get dirty. Pick up items and put them away. Do not just throw things around so they pile up. Be more organized. Do not be lazy. Put things away and clean your dishes after you eat. Then you never really have to clean because you keep it picked up every day. Story 126. No children. Every weekend, vacuum and clean. Use candles to keep it smelling good. Story 127. I typically do a big clean at the beginning of the week and keep up with it for the rest of the week. Certain tasks I do every day include washing dishes, doing laundry, cleaning counters, and taking out the trash. I vacuum every other day and never leave dishes in the sink. I have to go to bed with a clean kitchen. Story 128. I do small tasks here and there. If I go in the kitchen, I might wipe the counter. If I use the bathroom, I might clean the toilet. Small actions make a big difference. Story 129. Go to bed with a clean kitchen and start the dishwasher. Make your bed as soon as you get up in the morning. Reducing clutter helps tremendously. Story 130. Every day, once a day, set a 15-minute timer on your phone. Clean for only those 15 minutes. It is less overwhelming, and you would be surprised how much you can get done in 15 minutes when it is just maintenance cleaning. Story 131. To be completely honest, my wife handles this, and she makes our 5 children do it. For context, my wife grew up on a farm with no running water and no electricity. Working on the farm had a direct impact on how much food the family had. She had to carry water up a hill in a container from a young age. She absolutely does not care at a level that my suburban-raised self could never attain. Story 132. There is cleaning and then there is tidying. Most responses seem to be about tidying up. Are you having issues with one or both? Story 133. Tidy as you go. Leave no dishes outside the dishwasher. Clean the kitchen after every meal. Vacuum or sweep as needed. Vacuum the whole place every week and mop. If it never builds up, it always looks easy. Story 134. We clean every day. After dinner, one of us washes our child while the other does the dishes and vacuums. We probably mop the floor every other day. Took us years, but we finally established a routine where we alternate cleaning the bathrooms each week. Outside of that, it is typical to pick up after yourself. 5 minutes of tidying prevents it from becoming a 20 to 30-minute task when things are messy. Just put everything away each night and you will save time. Story 135. I put things away as soon as I am done using them. For example, I hang up my coat and purse as soon as I get home. I also dislike shoes by the door. Those go directly to the closet. In the evening before bed, I fold and put throw blankets on the chair or the ottoman because I cannot stand seeing them in a crumpled heap in the morning. Our house does need cleaning once a week or so, but it is never cluttered or messy. I make the bed every day. Dirty clothes go down the laundry chute immediately after they are taken off. There is no need to pile them on the floor and put them down the chute later. Story 136. 10-minute cleanup before bed. I set a timer. If I see something that needs to be done, I ask, can I do this in 2 minutes? If yes, I just do it. On weekends, I spend 45 minutes each day doing a task. That task could be organizing a shelf, cleaning out a corner of a room, or anything that has been sitting. I give it 45 minutes. Story 137. Clean it. Put things away as you walk through the house to get to the bathroom or to get a glass of water. Take the trash out on your way out the door to work. It is not difficult. It is just a matter of making a habit of doing these tasks throughout the day when you are already getting up to do something else, like picking up the empty dishes on your way from the bathroom to the living room and into the kitchen. Story 138. Stay upright an extra 2 minutes after you cook, an extra 1 minute in the bathroom, make your bed, and your evening self will really enjoy the treat. Force yourself into 5 minutes a day. That is it. Keep your head up and do the fundamentals, and in 2 weeks it will be habit. In fact, jump up right now and fix one thing. Story 139. Basically, if you are getting up in the morning, make your bed, then get dressed. Don't throw things on the floor. Put clothes and bedding away. Then use the bathroom. Don't leave towels in the bathroom. Put them away in the wash after your shower. Put everything back. Don't save it for later. Story 140. 2 dogs and a toddler. We do not. Accepting 80% is good. Story 141. One thing that really helped us pick up toys and other items at night is getting a Shark robot vacuum cleaner. When we know it is about to start vacuuming, we rush around the house and pick up all the toys. Since we do this every evening, they do not build up too much during the day. We also get the added benefit of the vacuum cleaner cleaning the floor every night. Story 142. I pick things up and put them away and expect others in the house to do the same. Story 143. As soon as something gets dusty or used, you clean it immediately. Story 144. I guarantee no one's house is clean all the time. Most people do a quick clean before someone comes over. It happens even subconsciously. I try to tidy as I do something. If I am making food, I clean the pots as soon as I am done with them. It takes a bit longer, but if it saves me from having to clean after I have eaten, I am happy. Does it always happen? Absolutely not. Story 145. Mostly by constantly cleaning. It is frustrating, but if you are not in the habit of putting things away as you finish using them, or if you live with other people, you will end up having to clean a lot. Sorry, friend. Story 146. One method I recommend is surfacing. Empty surfaces look cleaner. For example, a table without any items on it will appear cleaner. You might have simply placed the items in a drawer without organizing them, but overall, the space will look cleaner. The same applies to the floor. Another tip is to use right angles. If you have many items on a surface, arrange them so that there are several right angles. This will make the area look cleaner. Story 147. Reduce how much you have overall. If you spend just 15 to 20 minutes a day, some in the morning and some at night, cleaning and straightening up, it makes the whole process very easy. Story 148. Make everyone move out. Never walk around. But seriously, I have no idea. This place is uncertain. Story 149. Do not let things pile up. Clean as you go. You should not go a day without cleaning something. Story 150. I used to have a robotic vacuum cleaner. I saw a post on Reddit about how amazing these robotic vacuum cleaners have become. I got a new one from Amazon, and it helps a lot. They now auto-empty so they can literally run every day and mop floors as well. It has been a game changer for me. Story 151. Do not let it get dirty. Takes very little effort to take care of yourself. Story 152. My space is clean but dusty. It is effortless to keep something clean, but dust always comes back. Story 153. One thing that helped me a lot was getting a robotic vacuum and scheduling it to run 4 to 5 nights per week. It A. keeps dirt and dust from collecting, and B. encourages me to pick up loose items from the floor most nights. Story 154. Clean it thoroughly once a month, then work 75 hours a week so you're never there to mess it up. Thanks a bunch for sticking around till the end of the video. Remember to subscribe, and until next time, stay awesome and goodbye.